I want to welcome you back to Thrive in the Word. Today we're going to continue our study of this wonderful book of Jude. What a beautiful, beautiful book. But before we do, let me just ask you to do this for us. Will you hit that like button and then subscribe to this channel? And that way you know about all the new videos. We've got a whole new video series that's going to be released soon on what is the New Testament church. And if you'll subscribe to our channel, you'll get notifications as we begin to release those videos. We've got all kinds of videos here on YouTube, all types of subjects, and we would just like to have the occasion of blessing you and helping you to thrive in your faith. That's why we call this Thrive Ministry. We want you to thrive. We want you to grow in your faith. And so hit that subscribe button. It'll let you know every time we put up a new video, and it will bless you and it will bless us. Now, we've been studying in the last two sessions, we've been studying the book of Jude, and we've got through verse number 1. But you know what? I forgot to give you something that's very important, and that is the date and the time that Jude is writing this. You say, well, why is that important? Well, you need to understand who he's writing to. You need to understand the challenges that he's facing. And so, where was this book written? First of all, we believe that the book of Jude was written from some place in Palestine. Now, that maybe doesn't mean anything to you right now, but we need to understand what's happening in Palestine. Now, before I go there, let me give you the dates. We believe that this book was written between 70 and 80 AD. Now you say, well, why is that important? Because it gives you the situation that's going on. What's happened? Rome has been burned. The Christians are being accused of burning Rome. Not only has Rome been burned, but Jerusalem has been completely destroyed. All of the priests are dead. All of the priests that were in Jerusalem are dead. The temple is completely destroyed. Not one stone is laid upon the other. In other words, they completely annihilated, completely destroyed the temple. Now remember, Jude is Jewish. How many of you know that has to be a little bit upsetting? And Jude here is writing, and he's writing primarily to the Jewish people. How many of you know that if your church were to be destroyed, we have family members, and their church was destroyed by fire several years ago. And you know what? It affects the people. Well, here's Jerusalem, the temple. Not only the temple, but the priests that led the temple, and they're gone. Can you imagine what Jude is thinking and who he's writing to? He's writing from somewhere in Palestine. And you know what that means? That means that Jude is probably hiding. He's probably in hiding, and he's writing to believers, but he's writing to believers who are being persecuted not only from the Jewish people, but now they are being persecuted from the church, from Rome. The church is being persecuted. What a disastrous time that Jude is writing into. But now I want us to go into verse number 2. And Jude says these words, may mercy and peace and love be multiplied to you. May mercy. What is mercy? It's an undeserved affection. Something that you don't deserve. How many of you know that the mercy of God, that his mercy leads us into places of repentance? It leads us into change. It leads us into a deeper walk with Jesus. And so here's here's Jude, and he's writing to people that are being persecuted. He's writing to people that are being ridiculed. He's writing to people that it just seems like all of their life has been destroyed. Their heritage has been destroyed. And he's saying to them, mercy. Depend on the mercy of God. It's something given to you by God that you don't ever earn. It's just something that's given to you. May mercy. And then he says, and peace. Peace. Peace is not tranquility. Because if you would look at the world that Jude is writing to, and if you would look at our world, you know what? It is not tranquil. It's not quiet. It's not calm. All around us is trouble, trouble, trouble. But you know what? In the midst of trouble, you can have peace. That's what Jude is writing to these believers. He's saying you can be at peace. Peace can be multiplied to you. This is my desire for you, that you have mercy, but not only that you are having mercy, but you're having the peace of knowing that everything is taken care of. I'm kept by Jesus. Oh, I don't think there is a more peaceful thing in all the world, just to know that you're being kept by Jesus. And then he says, and love. The agape love of God. The unconditional, always present love of God. And so Jude is writing, and he's saying to these believers that are in a really bad situation, he's saying, hey, there's mercy for you. Not only is there mercy, but there's mercy that's multiplied. It's not just added. How many of you know that it's nice to have things added to you? But Jude says here that mercy and peace and love are multiplied. They're multiplied to you. In other words, there's an increase that's beyond whatever you can even understand. I pray that there is mercy and there's peace and there's love multiplied to you in the midst of trouble, in the midst of affliction, in the midst of trial. There's mercy, undeserved affection. There's peace, contentment, and there's love, unconditional and constant. What a wonderful, wonderful thing that Jude is writing to these believers. I hope that you join us again tomorrow as we continue our study of this wonderful book of Jude.